My name is Hélène Marot. I am working as a communication manager in the Global Procurement Corporate function, and I am based in the Atos headquarters in Besançon, very close by Paris.
I'm Mark Burton. I'm a service director within the service management function for Atos as part of the managed services sector within the UK and Ireland. I'm currently based pretty much all over the United Kingdom. As part of my role, I get to travel around and meet customers.
My name's Emma Nash. I currently work in the HR team. I work specifically in the employee relations team. I'm based in London, but I do travel around the southeast of England if meetings require me to.
Every day is different in that job. Sometimes I need to prepare some communication for the executive committee to show them the latest figures of our procurement department. Some other days I will work on some projects like writing down specifications to create new tools so that it improves the way we work. Some other activities include some time to write down success stories when we win some bids on which there was a lot of procurement volume included. Another success story could be when a big contract has been signed with maximum value for Atos.
From one day to the next it can be different. So for instance, this week I've been travelling around the country, meeting customers, having face-to-face meetings with them. I also get to do a lot of presentations in front of the client, but also in front of a lot of internal staff. The role itself is very much focused on customer satisfaction. So as part of that you have to have key customer relationship skills. It's not just about delivering to the contract, it is about listening to the customer, understanding what matters to them, and as part of that we can then shape the service that we provide to them.
In the employee relations team, every day is different. So one day you might be on the manager's advice line where you'll get managers from all over the business phoning up needing advice on people solutions, whereas other days can be really project focused. So it might be reviewing policies if there's a change in legislation. So at the moment I'm working on a project to do with shared maternity leave. So just looking at what the legislation there is and how Atos can improve on that and what we can offer our employees. The best advice that I could give is to really know the company that you're applying for and the role you're going in for. I think it's really important to try and research as much information as you can, but at the same time come armed with questions so that your interview is more of a conversation and you've got questions to ask the interviewer as well as them asking you.
So when you join the scheme, obviously it's an 18-month program, and as part of that you have a training schedule. So as part of the training schedule you have to do work outside of the training schedule, outside of your role as well, so you have to be quite committed to that. But also as part of the program you get to do the opportunity to do job rotation. So if you're in a current role for 6 months you can also look to move into something different, just to broaden your skills, broaden your understanding of something different, and just take on a new challenge. Okay, I think one of the key lessons I learned as part of the training was try not to multitask. Try not to be doing two things at once, really remain focused on what you're looking at. So, you know, if you've got a computer in front of you, try not to have too many applications and little bits of jobs on the go. Really remain focused on that one thing and schedule that time to that one specific task.
I think it's important, especially when you're learning, that no question is a stupid question, but one of the things that I picked up from my time in a graduate programme was that you've got to be proactive. So even if you've got a question, think about what the solution could be so that you've put thought process into it before you're going to somebody else, and they'd always appreciate the fact that you thought about it before you just go to them.
Out of the different presentations we got during the scheme we went for, I really enjoyed one of them, which was about our perception and how do you deal with other people. We learned there that everyone has his own filters, his own perception of the world. And every time you interact with another person, you should try to understand what are their filters. They can be their social background, they can be their country, their religions, many kind of filters. And if you try to understand them, then with your colleagues, with your clients, with your internal stakeholders, you really go towards a very successful and enriching relationship most of the time.
If you're proactive and you're willing to learn and you want to move yourself forward in your career, you're always given the opportunity to succeed. You're almost empowered with a role or with a specific task or a job to have a go and really try and succeed as best you can. I felt throughout my time at Atos, they've always supported me in that. They've always given me the time, and again, I think with quite a few people, they've always spotted someone who's willing to learn, willing to gain knowledge, willing to succeed in their career, and given them as much support, as much training, as much opportunities they need to succeed.
I really believe that Atos focus definitely on your skills, but they will definitely focus also on your soft skills, your personality, how do you think. And I remember I had to do like a case study on which they look at the way you are thinking, the way you are analyzing the things, the way maybe already how you think out of the box. And this is typically type of things they are looking for. The Juniors Group is a talent management program in Atos. It is a mix of individuals coming from all over the world. Its purpose is to drive development and excellence within its members, thanks to international networking, meeting with senior executives, some trainings also, all together to work on projects. And at last I would say that it's a self-organized group, so we manage everything by ourselves.
The best thing about working in the Juniors Group for me is that it completely takes you out of your comfort zone and you get experience working on projects that you wouldn't in your day-to-day job. So for instance, at the moment, although I work in HR, I'm also working on a project in the Juniors Group where we're looking at the sustainability of the organisation, which is quite a step away from what I'm used to in my day-to-day job.
I think one of the key benefits to the Juniors Group Talent Programme is the fact that it opens the opportunity and opens doors for international work experience. So having the visibility of roles and opportunities outside of your global business unit and looking to expand your career further but in different parts of the world.
And I would say that this is really what I was definitely looking for when I was joining the Juniors Group. Especially as thanks to Atos I could spend 2 years in Mumbai in India, coordinating the procurement function between the local one based in Mumbai and the local Atos headquarters. So it was really a fantastic opportunity for culture awareness, working with completely different mindsets.
So when I look back to when I first started at Atos, I didn't really know what direction my career was going in, but since I've joined, I've had so much support from management, mentors, coaches, my peers, that I've got a clear line of sight of where I want to be in 5 years. I know that the next step for me would be to be a business partner, working with the business strategically from a HR and people perspective, and ideally, hopefully, to get international experience.
Yeah, I think for me, if I look back again over the last 5 years, it's been fantastic in the sense that I've been given the opportunities when I've been proactive, and I think the great thing about Atos, as I said, is the fact that you do get those opportunities if you want to develop your career and yourself from a personal point of view.
When I look back my 4 years in Atos, I already got the opportunity to work internationally, and this is a great asset of this company. They really give you this possibility when you are willing to leave it. If you are ready to speak up about your aspiration, about your desire to grow and in different kind of business, Atos is ready to provide you with the right support. And if I look in the future, I feel confident that I can find the right opportunities for me. When I look back also at our Juniors Group experience and how also I relate to the Atos world, I believe that one of the key messages is also how much you put in is how much you get out of it. Even when you feel you are putting some little extra efforts in some kind of activities, I would say you are always rewarded, either personally, either professionally, because either you will be working with new people, either you will get a new experience in one field, and later on it's always useful and it's a good way to grow. So don't hesitate to put some effort in that, it's always worth.